it must have only one value, and the value stored in the column should be of the same domain, and it must have a unique name. Okay, unique name, and the order must be there. So these are the 4 rules. Okay, so while seeing the 4 rules, what happened? So here the subject, whose subject is opted. So what is the first rule? Only single atomic value. So here we have 2 atomic values. So only single atomic value must be there. So now I'm going to change this first normalization form. Using the first normalization rules, I'm going to change it. Okay. So each column must contain a single atomic value. Okay. So what I will do? Simply I will break the values into atomic values. How I will break? Okay. So here. So how to update the table now? Into first normalization form is here. Account. 2 accounts are there, but with the 2 different subjects. Okay. So this is the single value. This is the single value, and bcon is the single value, and bcon C++ is the single value. So for all the subject there is a single value. Okay. So that is the first normalization form by which the particular subject columns are now atomic. Okay, each row or each subject column is now a atomic value. So the rule has been applied in the first normal form, and you can see the each column having a atomic value, only a single value. Okay, so that the subjects are split into a single subject and 2 different forms. Okay, roll numbers. Right. So second normal form. See. So what is the second normal form is spelling? So first the rules are there. So for a table, it should be in the first normal form. So whatever the table in the second normal form, so it should be in the first normal form. Then only if it is satisfied with the first normal form, then only it can take place in the second normal form. Okay. Second one, it should not be in a partial dependency. It should not have any partial dependencies. So it should not have a partial dependencies. So what is partial dependencies? So the student table with the column student ID number, name, register number, all these things are there. Okay. So we are going to check with the particular student register number, branch and address, student home address. Okay. So example, this will see the student table itself. Okay. So first column, it has a student ID, name, register number. In the register number, it has a different registration number. As well as the address part, it has student's home address. Okay. So these are the dependencies. So it should not have a partial dependencies. This is the main thing in the second normalization form. We should not have a partial dependencies. Now we'll have a student ID, name, register number, branch and address. Okay. So the student ID will be the primary key. It will be the primary key. So since it is a unique also for every row. Okay, it is a unique for every row. As well as this student ID, what is going to do? It will fetch any row from any table. Okay, any row from any table. Okay, fetch for a different data from which this table can be implemented or it can retrieve. Okay, now in this case we are going to see what is the student name of the same type. So if you know the particular student ID, we can easily fetch the correct record. Okay, so if that is the case, then if you know the student ID is 10, means 10 is account and the address is Kerala. Okay, so same student number, if it is a 10, If you know the name only means the two names will be coming. Example. Okay. So if you know the student ID, then correct address of that particular name can be retrieved. Okay. So that's why it is called as it should the second. What is the first one? First one must be it must be in the second normal form. But second one is second option, second rule which you are going to implement in the second normal is the first normal form. It should be in the first normal form and it should not have a partial dependencies. It should not have a partial dependencies. Now, so there are two names in the particular student ID. Okay, it is displayed with a different address. Okay, so it is not a partial dependency, it is a full dependency. It must be in a full dependency. So full dependency, we have seen the example, student address and register number. Okay, this is a full dependency, right? So student ID is in the primary key as well as, okay, so it can easily fetch the correct record. Since it is a primary key, it can easily fetch the correct record. So hence we can use the student ID to fetch any row of the data from this table. Okay. Now, since it is a primary key, what it is going to do is every column or a group of column will have a composite key. Every column or group of column which have a composite key, but it will be uniquely identified with the each row in the table. It will be uniquely identified in each row in a table. Now, you can ask about the branch name of the student. So different branch name will be there for a particular student ID. So similar task of the name of the student with the student ID. Okay, similar task will be getting, and every column will be depend on that particular fetched record. Okay, now the dependency also is called as the functional dependencies. We will see how that is going to happen. Okay, so this is called as a now. So what is called partial dependency? First of all, so partial dependency is a it's a way to understand what partial is. Example, like a student. So in a student, a single column can have a uniquely identify all the rows in a table. So a single column which is going to uniquely identify all the rows in a table. So this is the example for this partial dependency. Now let us see if a further one column is going to add, then what is going to happen as a primary key. Okay, so now in a particular table for subjects, okay, which will have a different student ID is there in the for a different subject with different subject name, and the student ID will be a primary key. This is the primary key. Student ID will be the primary key. Now, using this, what we are going to do is we are going to create another table for the same subject. Okay, another table for the same subject. Now, this is how. Now, a student table with student information with another table. Okay. So, what makes by obtaining the students in the respective subjects, obtaining students in their particular respective subjects. Now, saving the name candidate key. So which can be the primary key also. Okay. Now to get the marks of the student with the student ID 10, we can get it from this table. Okay, marks of the student from student ID 10, we can get it from the table also. Because we don't know from which subject, and if we are giving that subject ID also, you would not know which student is that one. Hence, student ID is also added. Okay, so to avoid the confusion, student ID is also added. So it is a unique identification of any rules. Okay. Okay. So what is partial difference? Okay. So partial difference now in the score table we have a different scores, right? So for that one we are going to have a column name teacher. Okay. So what the teacher will do? So only the dependent on that particular subject, example Java, C++, okay, that particular Java teacher or C++ teacher will be there. Okay, so now we'll discuss the primary key for this table. Okay, so actually the primary key for this table is a composition of two columns. Yes or no? So two columns. What are the two columns? Student ID as well as subject ID. But the teacher name must only a dependent on the subject ID. Teacher name is dependent on the subject ID. Now the primary key will be student ID and the subject ID. So it has nothing to do with the student ID, since the teacher name is just a dependent on the particular subject. Okay. So this partial dependency, where an attribute in a table will have a dependent on that particular part. So why we are telling this partial dependency is, since a student teacher is a partial dependent on this particular subject ID. Okay, so we'll have the whole key. So how to remove the partial dependency? Now different solution will be given. How to remove the teacher name from that score? Okay, the simple solution is removing the column teacher. If you remove this column teacher, then entire teacher data will be gone. So partial dependency will be removed. Partial dependency will be removed. Okay, hence the subject table will become as a primary ID. So there will be no partial dependencies. Okay. So mark has been removed. Okay. So if it's the teacher is removed, the partial dependency will be removed, and only this score ID, student ID, and the subject ID with the marks will be there. Okay. So it is without partial dependencies. This table is called as without a partial dependency. Now this second normal form is clearly of the partial with no partial dependency. The full structure of a second normal form has been seen. Okay, so we are removing this teacher, column. Okay, so here comes the full second normal form table. Okay, right. So we'll have a small recap of first and second normal. Okay. So there are 6 normalization forms. In that one, first normalization form, it should have a single atomic value. Second one is value should be stored in the same domain. Third one is all the column in this table should have a unique name. And the fourth one is it must be in the same order, okay, or order must be there, right? The first rule is the rule while designing your system. Each first rule is single value attribute. It must having only single value, no multiple values for that attribute domain. Okay, that is the second one. Example, date of birth also you can take. Third one is unique name. Unique name means in order to retrieve the data, there must not be any confusion in the DBMS system. So unique name must be there for the attribute of the columns. And the fourth one, the order number. So it's not a big matter of that one. So student roll number, it will be in the order. Okay. Right. So this is the simple example, roll number, name with the subject. So 2 or 3 subject in the same name. So we have what we have done, we have splitted the subjects into a single rows. So here comes the single atomic value. So the first normalization form is satisfied. Okay. So in the second normal form, it must be a first normal form with no partial dependencies. So in the second normal form, we have some dependency called student table and address or student IDs. So these are the two dependencies. So dependencies can be allowed. No partial dependencies are allowed in second normal form. Okay. So student ID, name, register number, branch, address are fetched. So different key features are there for this particular student ID. So all the data are fetched correctly now. Next, after fetching the data, we have to see the primary key tables. 2 primary key tables are there in this one. So one is composite key also, which is a unique identifier is present in this one. So example, name of the student with a different student ID, we can get the name of the student, and we can ask the student for that particular ID, whether it is ID number 10 or 11. We can get all the data for that particular student ID and fetch the data. Okay, so this dependencies, we call it as a functional dependency. This dependency is called as a functional dependencies. Okay, the student ID 10 or 11 you are asking and getting the data, right? This type of fetching the data or dependency is called as functional dependency, right? Next one, partial dependencies. What is called partial dependencies? Example, a student data is there. So similar kind of unique identifying table. Example, 1 or 2 more column can act as the same. Okay, but it is not the true, but it can act. We'll see that one, how it is going to act. Okay, so in a particular subject ID and student name, we have different fields. So which will be a primary key only. But after that, we are going to use the particular student name to have another score. We need a score for the particular primary key. We are adding a table called column score ID. Primary key type is added with the subject ID. Now, since the score ID is added, now we are getting the marks for that particular score. Okay, so a teacher is coming into that one. Teacher table is teacher column is attached to that in order to say which teacher is teaching this particular subject, or which type of teacher is teaching the particular subject with the different marks. Okay, now, so since it is a partial dependency, teacher is a partial dependencies. Now we have to get rid of this partial dependencies in order to make this uniquely identified as a row for the subject ID. Now what I am going to do is, we are going to have a together student ID and subject ID, which forms as a candidate key. So which can be a primary key 1. Okay, so now where partial dependencies, example C++ means C++ teacher will teach, and Java means Java teacher will be teaching. Okay, now teacher table is a partial dependencies. We need only the score of that particular subject ID, not the teacher name. Okay. Now what I am going to do is I am going to remove the particular teacher column. Okay. So once I remove that particular teacher column, the entire table will have the subject table only with no partial dependencies. So now the teacher column is particular column is removed. So the full-fledged second normal form has been achieved. Okay, with no partial dependencies. So these are the things to be seen for the first normal and the second normal form. Okay, so we'll see the attendance now. Okay. Okay. Asha and Asha is there. Okay, Asha. Yes, Asha is there. Asif. Both of you, yes, Asif, you can answer now, ma. Asha and Asif. Okay, can you be able to send the attendance? Okay. Okay, please then. Okay, Aksha, you just send the attendance. Okay, put it then you cross check the attendance now. Okay, Punithan is there? Yes, Punithan is there. Okay, you will just cross check the attendance again. Again, you tell me. Ask if you also cross check the attendance and just take attendance again and you can tell me. Okay, okay, you can leave the session now. Thank you. Yeah.